Sevilla. Flamenco, endless sunshine, and architecture that'll make your Instagram weep with joy. But here's the thing nobody tells you: you can experience this city on €10 or drop 1,000 and still be in the same neighborhood. So what actually changes when you 10x your budget? We're about to find out, and honestly, some of these differences are wild. We're talking same city, same landmarks, completely different universes. Buckle up, because we're going from budget backpacker to basically royalty, and the gap between them might surprise you. Let's start where every good day starts: breakfast. On the €10 budget, you're hitting a local cafe bar, ordering a tostada con tomate and a café con leche. This is peak Sevilla morning vibes. The tomato's fresh, the olive oil is liquid gold, and you're standing at the bar like a proper Sevillano. Total damage? Maybe €2.50. You've got change clinking in your pocket and you're eating exactly what the locals eat. There's something genuinely magical about starting your day elbow to elbow with people heading to work, everyone dunking their toast, nobody in a rush. Now flip to the €1,000 experience. You're at a boutique hotel having a curated breakfast spread. We're talking Iberico ham so good it's practically translucent, fresh squeezed orange juice from Sevilla's own trees, artisan pastries, maybe some smoked salmon. You're seated on a terrace overlooking a private courtyard, probably with a fountain gently bubbling. It's beautiful, it's peaceful, and yeah, it's easily 30 to 40 euros. Is the food objectively better? Honestly, the humble tostada holds its own. But the ambience? The unhurried elegance? That's what you're paying for, and it does hit different. Let's talk accommodation, because this is where the budget split gets real. €10 budget means you're in a hostel dorm. Probably 8 beds, maybe 10. You've got a locker, a reading light, and if you're lucky, a power outlet that actually works. The vibe? International backpackers, late-night whispered conversations, someone's alarm going off at 5 a.m. for their flight. It's social, it's chaotic, it's part of the adventure. Meanwhile, that €1,000 budget puts you in a 5-star hotel or a seriously gorgeous boutique spot. We're talking Egyptian cotton sheets, a bathroom bigger than some people's bedrooms, and actual silence. Lunchtime rolls around and on €10, you're hunting for a menu del dia. This is Spain's greatest budget travel secret. 3 courses plus wine or beer, maybe 8 to €12 depending on the spot. You get soup or salad, a main like pork loin or paella, dessert or coffee, and you waddle out absolutely stuffed. The restaurants offering these aren't trying to impress tourists. They're feeding workers, locals, students. It's real food, generous portions, zero pretension. You'll probably sit at a wobbly table with a paper tablecloth, and it'll be one of the best meals of your trip. The luxury lunch? You're potentially hitting a Michelin-starred restaurant. Sevilla has some serious culinary players. Think deconstructed gazpacho that looks like art, wild sea bass caught that morning, wine pairings that cost more than most people's entire day budget. Each course is an experience, plated with tweezers, explained by servers who know every ingredient's origin story. You might spend 2 hours just at lunch, and the bill could easily hit €150 per person. It's theater, it's chemistry, it's extraordinary. But here's the truth: you won't leave more full than you would from that menu del dia. Afternoon activities on a shoestring? Sevilla is genuinely generous to budget travelers. You can wander the Santa Cruz neighborhood for free, getting lost in those narrow, jasmine-scented streets. The Cathedral and Alcazar combo ticket is about €12 for students, maybe 18 for adults. You could blow your entire budget right here, but honestly, it's worth every cent. These aren't just tourist traps. The Alcazar is a UNESCO World Heritage Site with gardens that feel like stepping into another century. The cathedral is the largest Gothic cathedral in the world. You're getting legitimate world-class experiences without the world-class price tag. Now, what does a €1,000 budget get you culturally? Private tours, that's what. We're talking a personal guide walking you through the Alcazar before it opens to the public. Just you, the guide, and centuries of history in complete silence. You might arrange a private flamenco performance in someone's historic home, or after-hours access to the cathedral with an art historian explaining every detail. These experiences cost hundreds, sometimes over 1,000 for a group. But the trade-off is access and expertise that simply isn't available to general admission ticket holders. You're buying exclusivity and depth. Here's where Sevilla gets really interesting: tapas culture. On €10, you can hit 3 or 4 bars, ordering a tapa and a small beer at each. Maybe you get salmorejo, some fried fish, patatas bravas, jamon. You're bar hopping through neighborhoods, standing with locals, experiencing the actual social heartbeat of the city. This is what Sevillanos do every single evening. The quality? Shockingly good, because tapas culture here is competitive and serious. Bars live or die by their tortilla española. You're not getting a lesser experience because you're on a budget. You're getting the authentic one. Luxury tapas is a completely different beast. Places like high-end gastrobars are reimagining traditional tapas with avant-garde techniques. You might pay €15 for a single tapa that's basically edible art. Foie gras with Pedro Jimenez reduction, tuna tartare with wasabi air, deconstructed tortilla that somehow tastes like childhood memories but looks like a museum piece. You'll pair it with premium sherry or impossible-to-find wines. 3 or 4 of these tapas plus drinks, and you're easily at €80 to €100. It's delicious, it's innovative, but here's the question: is it more Sevilla than the corner bar? That's debatable. Nighttime entertainment reveals another fascinating divide. Budget travelers are hitting free flamenco viewings in public squares, or paying maybe €15 for a show at a smaller tableau. Sure, the production value isn't Broadway, but the passion? Absolutely real. These are often young performers honing their craft, and the intimacy of a small venue means you feel every stomp, every emotion. You might grab cheap drinks after at a student bar where everything's €2. It's spontaneous, it's energetic, and you're probably making friends with people from 6 different countries. High-budget evening? You're at one of the prestigious flamenco institutions. We're talking professional dancers who've performed globally, live guitar that'll give you goosebumps, and acoustics designed to amplify every handclap. Tickets can run €60 to €100, and you might get premium seating with complimentary drinks. After, maybe you're at an exclusive rooftop bar with views of the Giralda, sipping cocktails that cost €18 each. The production quality is undeniably superior, the comfort is there, but that raw, sweaty, emotional intensity of the smaller venues? Sometimes polish smooths away the edges that made it special. Let's actually total this up, because the math is kind of fascinating. On the €10 daily budget, you're cutting it close, but it's doable if you're strategic. Hostel bed for €12, menu del dia for 10, cathedral entry for 18, tapas and drinks for 10. Okay, you're slightly over at €50 total, but we're rounding. The experience is rich, authentic, social, and genuinely Sevillano. Meanwhile, the €1,000 budget across a few days gets you luxury at every turn, but here's the thing: both budgets give you Sevilla. Just very, very different versions of it. So what actually changes when you multiply your budget by 100? Comfort, absolutely. Privacy, definitely. Exclusivity and lack of crowds, for sure. But access to Sevilla's soul? That's weirdly democratic here. The same sunset hits the river whether you're watching from a hostel balcony or a 5-star terrace. The orange blossoms smell identical. The history is equally accessible. What the big budget buys you is convenience, curation, and space. You're paying to not worry, to not research, to not share. Sometimes that's exactly what you need. But it doesn't make Sevilla more Sevilla. Here's something nobody mentions in these comparisons: the social dynamics shift dramatically with budget. Budget travel in Sevilla is inherently communal. You're sharing hostel kitchens, swapping restaurant tips with strangers, joining random groups because someone has a private tour discount code. You collect friends and stories. Luxury travel is more isolated by design. Private rooms, reserved tables, curated experiences. You interact with staff more than fellow travelers. Neither is better, they're just completely different ways of moving through the world. One builds a global network of random connections, the other gives you space to travel with just your own thoughts. Let's address the elephant in the room. Is expensive food in Sevilla actually better? Sometimes yes, often no. The ingredients in budget spots are frequently identical to luxury restaurants because Sevilla's markets serve everyone. That Iberico ham? The corner bar might be slicing the exact same leg as the Michelin restaurant, just charging a tenth of the price. What changes is presentation, portion control, the theater around it. A €50 dish might be intellectually interesting and beautiful, but the €10 plate of jamon with fresh tomato bread might actually bring you more joy. Diminishing returns hit hard in the food world. Here's the honest conclusion after comparing these extremes: Sevilla's magic lives somewhere in the middle. You don't need €1,000 to experience the city's best self, but €10 daily is legitimately tough unless you're extremely disciplined. The sweet spot? Maybe €50 to €70 a day. Decent hostel or budget hotel, mix of menu del dia and one nice dinner, cathedral entry, some paid experiences, evening tapas. You get comfort without isolation, quality without pretension, and enough budget flexibility to say yes when opportunities appear. That's where Sevilla really opens up. That's where you're not stressing about every euro but also not insulated from the city's real rhythm. So what do you actually get for €10 versus 1,000 in Sevilla? You get the same city, the same history, the same jaw-dropping architecture, and honestly, pretty similar food quality. What changes is how you experience it. Budget travel makes you resourceful, social, and deeply connected to local rhythms. Luxury travel gives you comfort, curation, and space to breathe. Neither is the right way. Sevilla doesn't gatekeep her magic behind price tags. She's generous to everyone who shows up with curiosity and respect. Whether you're counting coins for your next tostada or ordering vintage sherry on a rooftop, you're still in one of Europe's most enchanting cities. And that's actually priceless.